been a long day, but I said I was going to do it anyway. All right. It's about time we do this video for Moses Moody and Brandin Podziemski. Are they ready to take center stage for the Golden State Warriors? It's a conversation we're going to have. But before we dive into it, if you enjoy the channel, if you enjoy the content, smash the like button for me. Hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. Smashing like button is a little thing, but it's a big thing for the channel. You feel me? So if you enjoy the content, the topic, feel free to interact with it. Put a comment down. I usually always respond. Yeah, and let me know what you think. Let me just start off with this. I actually like this Golden State Warriors team. And I like the Golden State Warriors team, not just because I live in the Bay, but because I love the Jimmy Butler edition. He kind of gives you that Andre Iguodala, jack of all trades, selfless, versatile Swiss Army knife player. But he also comes with the incredible knack for elevating his play in the playoffs and becoming that almost superstar level shot creator and playmaker. But the topic of this video is about Moses Moody and Brandin Podziemski. And you might wonder, well, with Stephen Curry and Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler, why are we talking about them? Well, the reality is those guys are old in basketball terms, in basketball years. They're old. They are old. And that doesn't mean that they're not effective. It doesn't mean that they're not good or talented. It doesn't mean that they don't have the ability to play at a high level. What it means is that they're not going to have the ability to do the whole 82 game marathon stretch, period. They're just not. And that means the younger guys are going to have to do a lot of the heavy lifting. Now, something I said in my last video about the whole Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler pairing and them getting in workouts throughout the offseason, trying to get their chemistry right, is because those two individuals have the ability to make people better. And if we're honest, Draymond Green, many times, especially on offense, makes Stephen Curry and other superstar players better. He finds them, he has an eye for them, he knows, who, what do they say, who butters his bread, right? It's Stephen Curry. Assisting on better than 60%, 70% of his shots means that you're an invaluable part of this run, of his ride, of his tenure, of his career. And that gives you value in the league, allows you to stick around, and allows you to make sure you're maximizing how much you get paid. So he has a preference. It's pretty clear. He's going to get Steph the ball. And he's going to tell everyone else how to keep moving in order to make sure that Steph gets open. But the problem is Draymond Green doesn't necessarily make everyone else better, right? Clay got to eat. Steph got to eat. But everyone else kind of had to get in where they fit in. Enter Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler coming out of the Miami Heat culture, coming out of an environment where it's about team first, extremely selfless play. He was the key leader of that culture, of that team for over maybe the past, 6, 7 years, something like that. But it's to say that what Jimmy Butler brings is he just makes the right play and he makes everyone better. He's not necessarily just looking for Steph. When you saw him out on the Miami Heat over the last few years, you saw how he elevates the play of guys like Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, right? Even Bam Adebayo, elevating the play of guys like Kevin Love or Nikola Jovic or Jamal Cain and Hayward Highsmith, right? Like even guys like Gabe Vincent, right? Guys who were undrafted, guys who were unknown, and yet playing around Jimmy Butler made them better. He gave them the ball in places where they were able to maximize their skills and potential to be able to be effective on the offensive end. And he was a guy who could also take pressure off them. Say, look, hey, in the high leverage moments, I got it. But throughout the course of the game, play with confidence. Now, it also helped to have Eric Spoelstra, right? Probably one of the top 5 coaches, maybe top 3 coaches in the NBA, period. Right? You got Tyronn Lue, Spoelstra, what's the name for the Pacers, Rick Carlisle, and then the rest kind of fall from there, right? Steve Kerr is no Eric Spoelstra, not even close. Like not even close. Which means that you're gonna need to have somebody else who can do the X's and O's in real time throughout the course of the game, make adjustments, and get everyone else involved. Someone else has to be able to be that offensive leader. Draymond has got Steph. He's got him. He's going to make sure Steph gets off. But somebody's got to make sure that everyone else gets off. Someone has to make sure that everyone else knows where to be and is expecting the ball, expecting their moment, right? not to potentially get knocked out if they do the wrong thing, right? Shout out to Draymond and Poole. But it's to say that when we look at this Warriors team, Moses Moody and Brandon Podziemski fall dead center when it comes to the outlook for this upcoming season. Because those two young guys have the offensive talent and the level of confidence and continuity with those star players to be able to play at a high level. Both Brandon Podziemski and Moses Moody have the ability to step in and play with a lot of confidence. Both of them had their moments throughout the playoffs last season, and they had the ability to play with a level of, I'm not going to say dominance, but they had moments where they said, like, you could see in their body language that they felt confident, that they felt good. And to have that type of a performance throughout the playoffs allows you to step into the regular season the following year just on a different level. You know you can do this throughout the regular season. Now, Moses Moody was somebody who was a high-ranking player coming out of high school. He played alongside of Scotty Barnes and Cade Cunningham. I forget the big man's name for the Brooklyn Nets. I don't know if they re-signed him or not. All this to say is he played for Montverde Academy on a really talented team, went to Arkansas, had a good freshman year, was a one and done, got drafted. And he's been biding his time. Unlike Jonathan Kuminga, he's been more willing to just kind of like take it in stride. All right, I guess I'm not getting the minutes. I guess I'm not getting the opportunity. And he got himself a contract, right? He's getting paid about $12 million a year. Though I think personally, if he had been drafted by another team and gave him a real shot early on, he's probably more of a $20 million plus a year player. I think he has a lot of skill, great positional size at 6'6", 7-foot wingspan, moves well without the ball, can play a little bully ball, can finish inside, can shoot the ball on the move from three, from mid range. He has a lot of talent, and he's somebody that, if I'm honest with you, like I think the Warriors need him to play up to his talent. Hang on one second, we got a truck backing up. Annoying as hell. All right, and we back. But they need Moses Moody to play well, and not just play well, but they need him to be that probably that third scorer, fourth scorer, right? They need Moses Moody and Brandon Podziemski to be amongst the top 5 leading scorers on that team. And it doesn't mean that it's just a huge drop off. The Golden State Warriors need both Moses Moody and Brandon Podziemski to be somewhere between, I would say, 14 to 18 points per game. And this is where Jimmy Butler comes in. Jimmy has the ability to set these guys up, to get them the ball. Like I said, Draymond's got Steph, but Jimmy has the ability to raise the level of play of these other guys. Now, I can't help but see maybe the similarities between the Brandon Podziemski and Tyler Hero. Both of them like the ball in their hands. Tyler Hero is more of a shooter, even without the ball, because I think that's also indicative of the system. But we saw this past season with the ball in his hands, Tyler Hero was able to do a phenomenal job for the Miami Heat. He was able to be an all-star. But then when we see this year, right, you got Brandon Podziemski. Will he have the ball in his hands as much? I doubt it. He's probably going to be playing a lot more like Tyler Hero was before when he was alongside of Jimmy Butler. And I think he's going to be able to do that. I think Brandon Podziemski is going to be able to come off the screens, pin downs, curls, catch and shoot, catch, pump fake, and play off the ball with a lot of effectiveness. Because the gravity of a Stephen Curry, the gravity of a Jimmy Butler is going to open things up. And I think he's going to have a good year. I wouldn't be shocked if he's averaging 16 points, maybe 3 to 4 rebounds, 4 to 5 assists a game. All right. He'll be that lead guard off the bench. Now, I know Golden State Warriors are still looking to bring in some guys, especially once they rectify the whole Jonathan Kuminga fiasco that they created for themselves. We'll see what they can get back in return. They're likely going to sign Al Horford and guys like DeAnthony Melton and Gary Payton II. But Brandon Podziemski is the one with the young legs. He's the one who has the pop, the chip on his shoulder, something to prove. And I expect to see him go out there and look to prove it. Look, you can only bide your time for so long. You can only sit by and wait for someone else to tell you you're ready. And there comes a point in time where you just have to step into it and be like, nah, this is my time, bro. And I'm going to shoot this thing. Make or miss, I'm going to play my game. And I think it's going to be welcomed in this offense because they don't exactly have the firepower that you might hope. Moses Moody, same. Coming off of screens, shooting on the move, weak side corner, on the wing, catch and shoot. I think he's going to take about probably at least 45 threes a game. I think he's going to get close to probably 40% because of the quality of shots he's going to get with Jimmy Butler and Stephen Curry. And then when you look at his ability to defend, he becomes an essential component of this roster, of this lineup. My forecast for Brandon Podziemski and Moses Moody, they're not going to be most improved player. I just don't see that type of a jump. Even though 16 points per game is nothing to, uh, uh, turn your nose up about. But it's to say that they're not going to get that level of notoriety because I don't think necessarily the Golden State Warriors are going to be a top 4 seed, top 5 seed. But I do think that they can fight for that number 6 seed, which is going to be essential. Teams like the Golden State Warriors, teams like the Los Angeles Lakers or the Clippers, right? They're all going to be fighting to make sure that they're not in the play-in because they need the rest. And their playoff hopes are predicated upon their ability to go into the playoffs fresh. So where does that leave the Golden State Warriors? More than likely, they're having discussions behind closed doors, talking to Steve Kerr to say, you're going to need to use these guys. We're not bringing you more guys, right? You got Quentin Post, Gui Santos. You got Trace Jackson Davis, Buddy Hield. What are you doing? Play Brandon Podziemski, play Moses Moody, and play him a lot because these guys are going to be the ones who get us where we're trying to go. But as always, I want to know what you all think. What do you think of the Brandon Podziemski, Moses Moody duo with the Golden State Warriors? Do you think they're ready for prime time? Let me know in the comment section after this post. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash the like button for me. Hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. Remember, it's a little thing, but it's a big thing for the channel. Really helps out, and I appreciate you all. Have an amazing afternoon. Get you some water, get you some rest. Yeah, keep doing your thing.